everyone, I'm Natasha.
I'm Tiernan.
I'm Lauren.
And welcome back to Season 2 of Book Chat. We're here at the dark and mysterious Dark Hour house. Are you guys ready to get started?
I'm so ready.
I'm so excited!
Oh my god, where did he come from?
Are you okay, Lauren?
I'm out of here.
Let's go!
Oh my goodness. Come on, Lauren.
Come on, Lauren!
I can't get down.
Would you stop your guns if I had you on my side? Come and seal your fate till the end of my desire.
What was that?
Wow! This episode today, we are going to be discussing the difference between thrillers and horrors. And have you guys read a thriller novel? What were your emotions with that?
I mean, like, I've read some adult thriller novels, like mysteries, like Harlan Coben was one of my favorite writers in high school, and he has a lot of really great thrillers, like No Second Chance and Hold Tight. A lot of them involved teenage characters, but it was sometimes from the perspective of parents, which is different.
Oh, that is different.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever read a thriller novel that's a young adult novel.
I can't say that I have either. I think that author, Harlan Coben, has written one that is YA, but I've only read his adult ones for some reason.
But like, what's the difference between thriller and horror? Because like, I read a lot of Goosebumps, and everyone classified
I feel
them
like
as thrillers.
I feel like those are more horrors.
Yeah.
Because they have like a lot of kind of like gross aspects to them, and like there's scenes that you're kind of terrified of. I feel like the terrifying level is really important with a thriller and a horror.
Yeah.
Once you add the gore and all the
That's true.
shameless
Yeah.
like
The
killing and blood and visuals
Yeah.
like
Yes.
that's when I think you cross over to horror.
I think also like the psychological part comes
Yes.
into play as well, like the psychology of your characters. Like in Goosebumps, the demographic, you know, what's
Yes.
for children, whereas like, for example, Stephen King,
There you go.
you know, his books are a bit different.
Yeah. It's always been a discussion how he is shelved under fiction and not horror.
I feel like he has a sense of horror slash thriller, but I feel like there's always like an underlying theme, like a good theme about his books. Kind of like they're always trying to teach you a lesson.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what's
And
the
isn't
difference
any
with Stephen
story.
King. That is true. I feel like I have read thrillers that are just meant to thrill you.
Yeah.
You know, they're just meant to make you think and question yourself and question the narrator.
Like an unreliable.
An unreliable
yeah,
narrator.
yeah.
I think those are really interesting types of stories.
When you're not really sure where the story is like
Yeah.
going, you're kind of like in a mystery.
I always shy away from thrillers because I feel like they're not up my alley. But then when I read it, I'm just like, this is so entertaining. Like, why don't I read more of them?
Yeah.
Do you guys feel the same?
When I read, I get like kind of scared and like I feel the emotions
Yes.
that the book is trying to like carry
Totally.
on. How do you feel about it?
It's really like the quintessential book that you read all night, right? Like,
Yes,
I mean,
that
you
is.
have to see what happens. And I used to read also like a lot of Mary Downinghan, and she actually publishes under middle grade, but all of her books are creepy and thrilling, deep and dark and dangerous, and that's actually one of her titles, Deep and Dark and Dangerous.
I read a series of books called Fear, Mint, and Terror. It was a sub-version of the romance genre, and it was like a horror romance. They were terrifying. Like, I couldn't read them at night. I would have to shut it because my mind would just be like,
just like
"Ah!"
Yeah.
like
And
this.
then-
I'd be like, what's
What's
going
going
on? What's
on?
happening?
But would you also classify like a subgenre of like Twilight or like Miss Peregrine's Home for
Those
Peculiar
are-
Children?
I
Would
feel
you,
like those are more paranormal.
paranormal
Paranormal fiction.
Paranormal fiction.
Yeah, I feel like thrillers and horrors, they definitely make you feel more emotions than those. Twilight has like a paranormal
Yeah.
presence.
Right.
It's all about like the creatures and that.
Yeah.
And like there's also, you know, the crime thrillers, the political thrillers. Those are also big thinkers. I don't read a lot of those, but I know my grandma loves them.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah, I mean, maybe when I get older, I'll probably start getting into that.
Like, as a kid, all I read was Goosebumps, so like that's because it's very like light.
Yes.
Like, you know, because it was always like resolved in the end.
Yeah,
Well,
sometimes you think of like the James Patterson novels as like airport, you know, quick reads, and they're exciting and they're fun, but then like you don't really think about them too much.
Yeah, you're just meant there to like entertain you as you're reading.
Yes.
Sure, and there's room for like those kinds of books too.
Oh yeah, always good for a good read on the beach or like in your
very
room
true.
under the covers. That's how I do mine.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sleeping, Mom, I promise.
We've all been there.
We've
like,
all
with
been
the
there, yeah,
flashlight.
with a flashlight.
Yeah.
Oh,
You've got some
Thank goodness.
webs on
What
you.
is this place?
What is your favorite aspect of a thriller or a horror?
I love a good plot twist at the end.
Yes.
Where the whole time you
You
had
don't
no idea what was
expect it.
going on.
Really?
Yeah, I love being completely, you know,
I
flipped
guess
upside
because
down.
I agree. That probably would have been mine. I said earlier, I like an unreliable narrator.
Yeah.
And
Which-
then
yeah, it
and
sort
it's
of
again,
happens.
it's the same like type of plot twist. Like you think you know what's going on in the story, but you don't. I just love that. I love just the whole like here, like the whole just flip around. I think that's the best thing about a thriller.
mine has to be the psychology behind like the characters and like why they're doing what they're doing. Because I'm such an actress. This isn't a book, but like Hannibal, like delving into that mind of Silence of the Lambs.
It's a book.
Oh,
Yeah, Silence of the Lambs. It's a book.
the more you know, like in it, like Pennywise and like how his like he thinks and like acts, and it's just so cool to me how you can create character with that such dynamic.
Yes, I also think thrillers, they're also a really good example of all human beings, they're not either good or bad. Like even the really bad characters like Hannibal, for instance, can have some really good qualities about him, even though he's like completely terrible.
Yeah.
He eats people.